220 wire. And this thing juiced it so much that it left a black spot in the carpet. Obliterated this gerbil. So we're like, oh my gosh, ma'am, what did you, somebody's been eating through the wires.
Was it you?
I got hungry. Do you happen to let any animals out?
In this room?
In this room. And she goes, yeah. She's like, I'm missing a gerbil.
I'm missing a gerbil. And I'm missing it. It's right here. I found it.
It wasn't even the missing gerbil part that really killed me. She goes, oh, you need to go downstairs, check the wiring, blah, 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 check to see if everything's plugged in correctly. So we go downstairs, right? And right at the bottom of the stairs, there's five cats.
Just sitting there watching
in her basement.
Wow.
Yeah. Watching another dead cat at the bottom of the stairs. I kid you not.
It was Fight Club. That cat lost.
It was Meow Fight Club.
That's terrible.
It was the worst.
Hard to pay up.
And I'm gonna say, and that ties for my second worst story working for Dish.
Save the top one. Save your top one. We'll do it.
This goes right into our second one,
We'll do it another one. Our second one here, I wasn't going to do this one, but we'll do it.
Do it right now.
One has to go. Cats or dogs. Now, here's the thing. I know a lot of you are going to be like, well, definitely cats have to go because dogs, they're great. I'm not just talking about a house pet. I'm talking if cats go, that means lions, tigers, jaguars, cheetahs, all of that goes. I'm talking if dogs goes, that means wolves, hyenas, everything in the dog family goes, and it's no contest. I'll get rid of the dogs 10 times out of 10. Without hesitation.
Yeah.
David?
Cats. I mean, I'd get rid of the dogs.
And you're getting rid of the dogs, too.
Oh, yeah, I get rid of the dogs.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm allergic to the cats.
It doesn't matter.
I'd still keep
better.
The cats.
Wow.
Cats are less work.
That's the truth. I kind of like...
They would plot our destruction.
I kind of like this one. We're going to cop down here because of food. One of these has to go. Soul food, so you're talking like cornbread, fried chicken, mac and cheese, barbecue, that aspect. Mexican, so no more tacos, quesadillas, enchiladas, anything like that. Italian, so no more pasta, no more pizza. I know pizza's not technically from Italy, but it was an Italian that first made it in New York, so pizza, all that stuff. True. Or Chinese, so no more egg rolls, no more fortune cookies. This is really easy for me, too. Mexican, all the way. What are you getting rid of, Tony?
Tacos are okay, but I'd get rid of them.
I have to be in the mood for Mexican. But if somebody's like, here's a plate of spaghetti and meatballs, I'm like, I eat that. If somebody's like, here's Chinese, I'm like, I eat that. If somebody's like, here's some fried chicken, I'm like, there is no more fried chicken. What are you getting rid of, Tony?
Man, that's a hard one for me.
This was a hard one for you.
It is a hard one.
This was an easy one for me.
You know what? Soul food? I love soul food, man. Some good fried chicken, some collard greens.
Thank you, Medicine.
Grits.
Thank you, Madison. Not Medicine. Thank you,
Madison. You're the best.
Thank you, Stephanie. All right, but what are you getting rid of? I think you're keeping soul food. I can see that.
I love like if you guys can see us on Facebook,
we're
Live,
all on the heftier side of life.
We're all generous.
Yeah. We all appear to enjoy our soul food on a daily basis.
I look quite bloated, but I'm not.
My soul enjoys it, but my body doesn't.
I'm gonna have to go Mexican too. And
let's
Mexican
all get rid of Mexican.
Chinese is really delicious. I love Chinese. I love going to the Chinese restaurant. I love sushi. Sushi's my jam. You can't have sushi
I don't like
without
sushi.
It. Well, there's something wrong with you.
Well, yes, but it has nothing to do with the sushi.
Now, what if you threw in something like steak instead of Mexican? I'm curious. If you threw in... Because we all voted Mexican, so I'm saying...
Yeah.
My next to go would be Chinese.
Chinese is staying no matter what.
Man.
Chinese food is my favorite. I love the Chinese buffet. And I know it's not... Okay, I've had both real Chinese food and I've had Americanized Chinese food, and I love both of it. So that's staying. Either way. Man, for me, Italian would be the next.
I'm thinking Italian.
Like I said, I love pasta and meatballs. That's one of my favorite dishes. But
although it comes down to, do I want to eat pizza again, or would I want to eat fried chicken again? I might want to eat pizza again.
Yeah,
I'd kick soul foods.
Man, you bring up a good point.
I I look at it that way. If I could pick
Yeah, but
Italian,
have you had true soul food?
Yes.
Have you had like true?
Have you had
jambalaya?
an overweight? This is going to sound slightly racist, but it's not.
No, not yet.
Overweight black mama fried chicken and cornbread, because that is heaven on a plate. And I'm not.
it sounds like it'd get me to heaven.
It does, but I'm telling you, that is the best thing. As much as I love Chinese, that might be the best dish I have ever had in my life. And I've traveled around the South, and I know what it tastes like. Gosh, I can't get
I've
rid of
also
soul
had
food.
a big porterhouse ribeye steak.
You know what? But I'm still getting rid of Italian. I would get rid of Italian.
I would get
love
Italian.
pizza. You know I love pizza. I've talked about it in the past, but I'm getting rid of Italian. What are you getting rid of? So take out Mexican and put in steak.
Yeah, for me,
You said Chinese.
Yeah, Chinese would have to go for me.
Stephanie, I usually agree with you, but I need my soul food
Yeah.
at all times.
You know what? I'm going to share this really funny story real quick.
Of her eating pizza?
No.
Did you come home one day and there was just pizza boxes scattered throughout the house, and she was just on the
She
couch?
turned in. No, Steph turned into an African American. No, they're. I used to work at this Boy Scout camp over the summer, and we had this lovely, wonderful woman named Miss Mary. And
Also,
now,
you never go home hungry. In fact, you go home so stuffed you can't move.
my
You don't go home.
oh my goodness, let me tell you. She comes in and she goes, "Everybody needs to get out my kitchen.
You know it's going to be good then.
Get out my kitchen."
Stop telling my secrets.
Yeah, her and her friend made the most delicious fried chicken, fried okra, collard greens, and grits.
Why didn't you invite
All
The
me?
homemade.
only thing I'm not a fan of is grits. I've never liked the texture of grits.
It
But
depends on how you make it,
right.
but some people do it all different ways.
I thought we were friends, Tony.
it's heart
I
attack
know.
on a plate.
Ugh.
And gosh, I love it.
But an African American woman named Miss Mary, you
It
know,
doesn't get better than that.
No, yeah, you know it's
just
got to be
doesn't.
good. Yeah.
All right, let's go to a side of nerddom that we usually don't go to. One must go. Snow White. And we're talking the original Disney movies here.
Not these remakes.
Right, no, the original Disney movies.
Yeah.
Snow White
Yeah.
and the Seven Dwarfs, Cinderella, or Sleeping Beauty. What's got to go?
No Aladdin in there?
I've never seen.
That's a different one.
I've
That's a
never
different
seen
one.
Sleeping Beauty
Really?
or Cinderella.
Your wife has never forced you to watch
Serena,
those
if
movies?
you are watching, please help this man out. I'm not even a fan of Disney, and I know these are classics.
Yeah.
I've seen Snow White.
Yeah.
I've seen parts of Cinderella, and I know the story, but I've never seen Sleeping Beauty. I know there's a girl that sleeps a lot.
Okay, so you're out.
the guy
Which
kisses
one are
her.
you which one are you getting rid of?
Oh, man.
I think I would honestly get rid of Snow White. It's great. I know it was one of Disney's first masterpieces, but I've always enjoyed Cinderella more and Sleeping Beauty more. Neither are my favorite, but I enjoy them more than Snow White.
You know what? Sleeping Beauty has a great storyline.
Even if they
especially
did
with
change it.
Maleficent.
Yes. Which I have not actually seen well, it's not new anymore, but the Maleficent movie with, not Scarlett Johansson.
Angelina
Jolie.
yeah.
I'm always just thinking of Scarlett Johansson, so...
But in this
just
little
let that
run,
hang
in this run, I would have to get rid of Sleeping Beauty.
You agree?
Because,
Stephanie agrees with you.
yeah.
What would you guys get rid of if you're live streaming us?
Yeah.
What would you get rid of on any of these? Please feel free. So you're getting rid of Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, you know what? Sleeping Beauty, I mean, it was good, but like Cinderella taught you about a moral of the story.
Yeah.
About
You
sleeping?
know, well,
No, Cinderella.
Yeah, about having ugly stepsisters.
And an ugly stepmom.
Yeah, and an ugly stepmom
And
who
a
always
and a
abuses
father that
you.
dies.
Yeah, and
All
someone
I
who
need is
abuses you all the time.
the witch or whatever she is to give me my
Fairy godmother.
Fairy godmother.
Get
wrong
out.
with you?
Get out.
I just need my carriage. And I
All
need
right,
to
let's
lose my
go to
carriage.
something that I know all of you have seen.
Yeah, this
One
is
of
gonna be a
these
stretch.
has to go. And then we're going to get into some would you rathers here.
All right.
Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, or the MCU.
Oh,
One of those has to go. Never having existed, I already know what it is for me. I'm getting rid of Star Wars. I love Star Wars, but Lord of the Rings are, in my opinion, 3 of the best movies ever made.
Yeah.
And I love the MCU more than I love Star Wars. So even though I love the newer movies,
Can I get rid of Disney's Star Wars? And keep...
Nope, all of Star Wars has to go.
So that would mean I lose all Star Wars books, all
Star
Star
Wars
games.
books, games, because it never existed. And there are some great Star Wars games out there.
I do Lord of the Rings.
I think I'm with you on this.
And I love the Lord of the Rings stories.
I love the Lord of the Rings. I thought it was iconic.
They have some of the best.
That...
They have games that are far better than the Star Wars.
I never played.
Yes.
I didn't watch Lord of the Rings until I was 18. I wasn't allowed to watch them when I was a kid. I saw The Hobbit before I saw Lord of the Rings. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I was 16 when I saw the Lord of the Rings because I saw The Hobbit and then I wanted to watch Lord of the Rings, so I watched a marathon of Lord of the
He's
Rings.
never allowed to be with us again.
Yeah, for real.
So I liked them. I love those movies. I think they're great stories, very emotional, very compelling. I love my Star Wars.
Which look, Miss Button? Medicine Button.
That's just his
medicine.
face.
I can't believe you.
No. All right.
I can't control that. I wasn't
Lord
allowed
of the Rings
to. Let's go
is
with this.
The greatest fantasy epic ever put to paper and ever put to cinema. The MCU will never stand up to it. Star Wars will never stand up to it. The single greatest fantasy epic. You don't have the MCU without it. You don't have Star Wars without it. Oh, you people. Oh, now
actually,
you've
Star
got
Wars
me.
came out first.
No, it didn't. The Lord of the Rings was written back in the 1930s.
The books.
Yes, which are better than the movies. I'm talking the whole thing has to go. So that means the books as well. This isn't just the movies. That means the books were never written.
Same, but actually, you know what? I was raised on The Hobbit. Like that was my
which
prime
is
time.
Inferior. It's good, but it's inferior.
Well, the original book was actually decent.
Right, I'm talking about the
as
book. The book
children.
is good,
Yeah.
but it is still inferior to the Lord of the Rings because he wasn't writing it to the same audience.
But Star Wars paved a way for cinematic
But you
genius.
don't have that without the Lord of the Rings books.
Well, the books and the movies.
You don't.
I don't know.
Oh,
We're
people.
talking about Star Wars that came out in the movies.
See, I could think of... The only thing I could think with Star Wars is I really only love
one
the original
movie.
trilogy.
But even, we were talking about this with Zach the other day, and this may get some people to be mad at us, but really, if you watch the Star Wars trilogy, the original trilogy, The Empire Strikes Back is the only one that's actually good, and it's not actually as good as we remember it to be. It just has a huge nostalgia factor.
I watch it all the time.
I watch it all the time, too, but the movies are not as great as we pumped them up to be.
Yeah.
Fine, you guys are getting rid of Lord of the Rings. I cannot believe
It's a tough one, because I do love Lord of the Rings.
You know what? They're amazing movies.
believe
I'm
you.
not even saying that they're not.
I quit.
Like, if
I'm
you
done.
look...
We
if you
got
look
him
at-
out of here!
Woo!
It didn't even take Zach to be here. It was you two.
Yes!
I take the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Please.
Are you kidding me?
We just lost our Facebook feed
Once
again. But we'll keep recording here with the podcast.
We'll do a few would you rathers.
We'll do a few would you
wrap
rathers. Yeah. Let's do this one. Because I'm interested in this one. What you guys would say. Would you rather be snapped out of existence or be left to deal with the fallout of the snap? And so I think immediately your first thought would be, well, I don't want to die, so I'm not going to be snapped.
But
out
you
of
also don't feel anything. You have no
anything.
consciousness of
right.
it, really.
And you go live in the soul gem, basically, or your
much.
soul does. And if you're left, that means you've got to deal. First off, you know everything, so all of your loved ones that you know were snapped out of existence. You've got to deal with any fallout, and trust me, if people were snapped, there would be planes down. It would be an apocalyptic time.
Right.
After the snap happened on this earth, because half of your people that know how to do the internet, that know how to make electricity run and all that kind of stuff, they're all gone. Now you still have some of them left, but they're gone. And so you're going to have some time when stuff like that is no longer running and stuff like that. It would take years for that to come back.
And you also have to deal with that you failed. I think that's.
Well, I'm not saying you're a superhero.
Okay.
You're you.
I'm me.
You are David
Okay.
Drucker, Tony Kaz, and Sam Brush.
I'm going to join the Adventures. The
And
Pirates.
the snap happens, and you know what has happened. What do you want to
Right,
be
I think
snapped?
we're back again.
Do you want to be snapped out of existence?
Sorry, guys. We keep losing connection with this bad internet.
Do-
We're wrapping up with Would You Rather.
Yeah. And the would you rather is, would you rather be snapped out of existence or be left to deal with the fallout? And to be honest, I might take the easy answer and say I'd rather be snapped out of existence, to be honest.
It's certainly the easier.
Right.
Because it's not... You don't feel any pain, and that's why Thanos calls it mercy.
Right.
You feel no pain. You didn't actually die. You just...
Right.
It was as if you never lived.
Yeah, basically.